guys, it's Victoria. Today's video is going to be on preparing for college throughout high school. I didn't come up with all this information. I found most of it online because I want to give you guys the best information possible. Although I am going to add some of my own advice and experiences in. I'll throw that in there. So it's going to be kind of a combination of both. So I'm going to explain each year of high school what you should be doing to prepare for college. Freshman year. You should be finding out if your school has a career or college sort of office. So just look into it. You don't have to go inside. Just find out if it has it. Because that's really important. Because you're a freshman, you're new to the school, you don't know what it has. So it's really important that you find out what your school has to offer and use its resources well. You also want to be starting to look at different clubs and activities your school has. If you want to get involved in a sport, that looks really good to colleges. If you're in a sport all 4 years, not just 1 or 2 years, stay committed to a sport because that looks awesome on your application. Also, if you want to get into clubs your freshman year, try out a bunch of different clubs, see which one you like. You don't have to get super involved your freshman year, it's just testing the waters and seeing what you're interested in. This is probably the most important tip you will receive is, as a freshman, meet with your counselor, because you probably don't even know who your counselor is, but you have to establish a relationship with them because they're going to be the ones writing your letter of recommendation. So it's really important that you find out who they are, you meet with them, and you develop an education plan. So you should know if I want to take hard classes, AP classes, or just regular classes because I'm not that great at school. Just really try to get a lot of one-on-one time with your counselor your freshman year. I know freshman year you're not thinking about college at all because you're just thinking, oh my god, high school's so scary, what am I going to do here? But you should really start trying to make a tentative list of your colleges that you might be interested in applying to. Just make a list of what you might like the size of the student population, the location, the athletics, things like that. Just make a vague list of things you might be interested in a college. Your sophomore year is called the most important year of high school. I'm not exactly sure if that's true. It's the year that most colleges start looking at your grades, because freshman year your grades don't really come into play when colleges are looking at your profile. So sophomore year is when you really need to step it up and make sure you're getting good grades, because that will be looked at by colleges. Start getting more involved in your club, trying to stick with 1 or 2 clubs or your one sport, and trying to reach leadership positions in the club. If you're doing a sport, you might want to be your team captain, but if you're doing a club, try to get up to the leadership positions, be the vice president of your club. Just try to reach your leadership roles, because leadership roles look amazing on college applications. So does consistency. So if you stick with your one sport or your one club throughout your whole high school experience, you will be much more likely to get into a college of your choice. Sign up for the PSAT or PACT or whatever practice test you're going to have, because it's just too great of an opportunity to pass up. This is a college level test. You'll see how you're going to do on the real test that you're going to take your junior year, which you should take your junior year, and don't wait until your senior year, because you can take it as many times as you want with no penalty to you. Maybe you don't want to study for the PSAT or the PACT. Just go into it and see how you do, and then you know what you have to improve on for the real test. You'll also discover how well or how poorly you do in a actual testing environment. And then when you get your PSAT or PACT scores back, make sure you're reviewing them, see how well you did, see what you need to improve on, see if you need to take a practice course for the real exam to get help if you need it. Make sure you attend college activities, college fairs, college information events at your high school or through any event in your local area. If you're totally set on going to college in-state, pick up a couple out-of-state school pamphlets just to see what it's like, because it can't hurt just looking at the school and seeing what it's like, because you might discover, oh, maybe I want to go to Canada for college. I don't know. Also, talk to past graduates, high school graduates, about their college experiences when they come home for the holidays if you can, or if you have an older sibling or just a friend who's in college. Make sure you're talking to them just a little bit to see kind of what their experience is like and to see what you would like as well. Okay, in the spring of your sophomore year, make sure you're still meeting with your counselor. You're talking to them about what classes you need to take to stay on track to fulfill your A through G requirements to graduate high school. Because if you're just taking random classes, that's not going to help you at all. You might not even graduate. So make sure you're staying on top of things, meeting with your counselor, establishing a relationship with them, because counselors do pick favorites. So try to be one of their favorites if you can. Also, be looking for interesting things to do over your summer vacation. If you want to do volunteer work or sports camps or just academic camps if you want, just do something productive. Don't sit on the couch and eat potato chips all day and get really fat and just do nothing, because that might sound appealing, but it gets so boring and you're just going to want to be doing something with your summer. So if you do something productive, it'll feel really good and it'll look good on your college application. And again, just make sure you're talking to as many people as you can about their college experiences to see what you like. And don't be afraid if you're only a sophomore and you're already thinking about college. It's not too soon to be thinking about college when you're a sophomore. You don't have to be obsessed with it, but you can kind of get interested in it and learn more about it, because that will definitely help you when you're deciding where to apply. So your junior year, when you are picking your classes that you're going to take for your junior year of high school, try to take as many advanced classes as you can, whether it's AP or IB, I believe it's called. Try to take advanced math and science and English classes if those are strong subjects for you. If they're not, it's okay to take regular classes, but AP classes do look great on college applications, and if you take the AP test and you pass it, it'll count for college credit, which not only is getting you those extra units, but it is saving you money, because taking the high school AP class is way cheaper than taking a college class. Again, be attending college fairs if you can. Get as much information as possible. If you still haven't taken the PSAT or PACT, make sure you're taking that, because you are going to be taking the real test later on in the year. Make sure you're staying on top of your extracurricular activities. If it's volunteer work or clubs or sports, just stay on top of that. Start researching colleges you might be interested in, looking at their statistics and what kind of things you like in the colleges. A lot of college representatives and college admission counselors will come to your school, so make sure you're not passing up on those opportunities to meet with them and talk with them, because they'll usually do like a little seminar or something. Even if it's a college you're not interested in, make sure you're still attending that just to see what you may like, because you may like a school you never thought you would be interested in at all. Again, make sure you're still meeting with your counselors, staying on track. That is so important. I can't stress that enough, because my high school was huge, like 3,000 some odd people, and I didn't even know who my counselor was until like my sophomore year, and I never met with her at all. And then when it came time to write my recommendation letters, she's like, I don't know you, but I'll try and do my best. Make sure you have a personal relationship with your high school counselor. Register to take your AP test if you are taking AP classes. Make sure you don't miss that registration date, because even though the tests are expensive, they're like $80 or $90 per test, if you pass it, that's way cheaper than taking it over again in college, which is like $400 for one class or something ridiculous like that. Okay, winter break of your junior year is a really good time to be visiting your college campuses, because you see what it's like. Although a lot of students have gone home for the break, you still see what the campus is like and what the atmosphere is like. And also spring break is a very good time to visit as well, because there will still be a lot of kids on campus, and that's a time to really start getting involved with which college you would like to apply to. Attend your school's financial aid workshops if you have one, because you're like, oh, my parents have that handled, but no, you really need to learn as much as you can about the financial aid, because you may learn something at your school that your parents don't know. Like, you need to know how to file your FAFSA and a bunch of other things like that. So try to stay on top of it and be proactive. Also, your junior year is a really good time to start applying for college scholarships. I know it may seem super early. You're like, I'm not even applying for another year. But scholarships, so many people are letting scholarships go unclaimed because they're not staying on top of them and checking in. They're applying and then they're like, oh, I haven't heard back. But you have to physically go and check on the website where you applied, because that's where they will list the scholarship winner. They're not going to email you specifically. I know they suck like that, but that's just how it's going to work. So make sure you're staying on top of your scholarships. Apply for as many as you possibly can, all the way up until you've applied for college and beyond. In the spring of your junior year, make sure you're meeting with your counselor again to plan the classes you're going to take your senior year, and make sure you have all your credits for graduation fulfilled, because this is your last chance to fulfill all your credits that you need to graduate, and if you don't graduate, that really sucks. Also, towards the end of your junior year, you should be making a tentative list of the schools you're really interested in applying for. You should be narrowing it down, canceling out some colleges you didn't like, find out about how much they cost and talk to your parents about that. Keep your parents in the loop. Register to take the SAT and ACT. The actual real test is coming up. Take review courses if you need it and if you can afford it, because they are kind of expensive. Or if you know you can study for it on your own, do that. Take the actual SAT and ACT. Make sure you know how to study for it, you know how to prepare, get a good night's sleep before, eat a good breakfast, know where the test location is. There's a trash truck. Heading into the summer after your junior year, before your senior year, make sure you are taking advantage of as many opportunities as you can. Apply for summer enrichment programs. That's a huge help. You can take a summer course or a summer program at the college you're interested in applying, and so that would be a really big help, seeing if you actually like the atmosphere of the school and how the classes go there. Same thing as the other summers before. Make sure you're staying productive, doing volunteer work. Volunteer work is huge, a huge help on your college applications, and colleges love seeing that. Okay, senior year. Make sure you have registered or have taken your SAT and ACT classes. The last time you can take it is in November. Review your transcripts and stay on track so you're comfortable with the grades you're sending to your colleges that you're applying to. Don't get senioritis and slack off, because really it's only 1 year left of high school, and then the really hard college part comes in. So if you're like, oh, I have such senioritis, I'm gonna get B's instead of A's when I know I could get A's, but I just don't want to try that hard, and then you don't get into your one top choice college, that's gonna kill you. So try your hardest. Don't slack off your senior year. Stay on top of things. Early fall of your senior year, make sure you're checking, if you're applying to private colleges, checking the Common App, because the Common App is where all of your private colleges will have their application, and it opens in October, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's October. Make sure you're beginning rough drafts of your essays. Just get as much information as you can about your college applications. That's why you should also talk to your counselor, because your counselor should know all about that. Begin your rough drafts and your personal statements, and decide if you're going to be applying with early action or early decision, and know the difference between the two, because there is a huge difference. Contact the schools you're applying to get more information about them through the mail or email or anything. See if they're holding seminars or something where you can go and visit the school. Make sure you've toured the campus. That's a huge thing. You retake the SAT or ACT if you need to for the very last time, and then once you get your scores or review your scores, and you can't really do anything if you're not happy with them, but send them in anyways, because your college still might accept you, even if you get like a 1400 or something on the SAT or a really low score on the ACT. Just send it in anyways. The worst that can happen is they don't accept you, but they're not going to embarrass you or something if you're super embarrassed by your scores. Just send it in anyways. Make sure you get all the deadline information. A lot of early action deadlines are in November or December. When you're trying to get recommendation letters, give your teacher or your coach or your counselor at least 2 weeks before you need them back to send them in by the deadline. Also give them I forget what exactly it's called, but it's like a personal reference sheet where you write down everything you did during high school, the clubs, sports, grades, extracurriculars, everything that you did during high school, so they can see what kind of a person you were outside of their class. And that'll also really help when they're writing their letter, because they have actually something to physically look at when they're writing it. Again, this is where your counselor comes in. She or he is writing your recommendation letter, so you want to make sure they know you and you're not just someone they saw once a year for your 4 years of high school. If you want to do a personal interview at the college you're applying to, make sure you sign up for that early enough, because they only take so many interviews. Make sure you know how to prepare for that correctly. Make sure you file for the FAFSA on time. If you want to hire a financial aid advisor, a personal advisor for you and your family, then do that. That's very helpful. If you have the money to do that, I say do it, because there's no reason you should not do it, because they will only help you. Then winter rolls around and you have to send in your applications and wait. So that's the worst part. You're just waiting to hear back from your colleges. Keep track of your acceptance and rejection letters. Make sure you don't lose them somewhere. I know I'm really bad at losing things. Like, I lost graduation checks and that's horrible, but I did. So make sure you're keeping track of where everything is, and your financial award letters. Make sure you know what you got from each school, and make sure you're still applying for scholarships. It's never too late. You can apply for scholarships even throughout all of your college years. Unless you're rolling in money, you're gonna probably need some financial aid because colleges are extremely expensive. Once you have decided which college to attend, make sure you tell your other colleges that you got accepted to that you're not going to be going there, because that opens up spots for people on the wait list, and you have to be fair to the other kids as well. So let your colleges know if you're going to be attending or you're not. Once you make your final decision, make sure you send in your deposit by the deadline and request that your high school transcripts be sent to the college you're attending. And congrats! Well, that's the end of my video, guys. I hope you thought this was helpful. If you have any pointers or comments or anything, make sure you leave them down below. Let me know if you like this video, and subscribe if you want to see more college videos. I will be leaving for college in 2.5 weeks, which is so exciting, and I'll be doing first day of college vlog, dorm room tour, meeting my roommate, and everything. And if you're interested in that, subscribe and stay tuned for my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!